Okay, and we're live. How are you
Excellent.
today, Danella?
I'm fabulous. How are you doing?
Good. So it's Monday, and a lot happened over the weekend, and so I'm excited to chat with you today because I haven't had anybody and any experts. I haven't had any experts on our series that we've been doing of our Facebook live chats that's able to help speakers that are generally on stages right now, where they go and what they do. And you're
Yeah.
like the queen of getting women and men on stages. You have an event business. You have a couple of businesses we were just talking about. So what I wanted to do today, and I wanted to show everyone my virtual background. If you move too fast, it freaks out, but
Yeah.
I created one just so I could switch it up during the week and do different ones. I think I'm going to
Yeah.
hang out outside a little bit today, even. It's warming up so beautifully here in Arizona. I
We
thought I
have
would get,
gorgeous weather here in Georgia.
yeah,
I'm definitely going to get out for part
yeah,
of the day today.
you should.
Yep.
I've been walking, riding my bike. I think I haven't ridden my bike in about a year. So I've been riding my bike everywhere and walking over the weekend. We've been hiking every weekend, and just sometimes I'll take a call outside and just sit out
Mhm.
in my backyard because it's really like the length of where I can go.
Well, and I think it's just so important, I mean,
Yeah.
get outside, be as normal. I mean, we are in very abnormal
Yeah.
times right now,
Yeah.
beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I think anything we can do. I took my day yesterday. Yesterday was self-care
Yes.
Sunday, and I did an ionizing foot detox, and I did a mask
Awesome.
on my hair and spent time with the family. We played the game of life last night. I think for business and for personal and for family, just incorporating some normal is
I
not
agree.
only our responsibility, but it's going to be our saving grace.
Yeah, I agree. And, I put together these, I always unplug. Sunday's my unplug day. That's what I call it. And unplug means I'm not returning emails. I'm not checking emails. I literally do not. If I have a course I'm working on, meaning like if I have a course that I'm working on for if I have to be, if I'm attending a course and learning something, I'll work on that paperwork over the weekend because I'm constantly learning and digging into new things. But I'll work on that on Sundays. But I really like to unplug from my email and just have some downtime and get outside and just rest. I don't work out too much on Sundays. I just like to have that downtime. And I think that's important. So that's tip number one for today, which is during this time that's a little crazy, you have to find downtime for yourself to be able to give some self-care because I'm busier than normal right now doing these Facebook live chats, and I've got phone calls coming constantly because of our virtual platforms. Same with you, Danella.
Yeah.
So self-care is important. So make sure you're setting a time aside for self-care.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about, since we, want to do this in like 15-minute video today, talk to me a little bit about how you've been able to pivot in your business from all live events to all of a sudden no live events. I mean, all live events to no live events to all virtual events. That's huge.
Very, very big. I mean, at the core, I mean, I love live events, and
Yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt, I mean, live events will be back. Live events are the best way to physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually connect with other people. I mean,
Yeah.
it's science, it's law. 1 + 1 = more than 2 when we're in proximity with each other.
Yep.
So we will be back to live events. As human beings, we crave that connection. As business owners, we crave that connection. And when you are a speaker on the stage live, the impact that you can have, whether it's transformation, whether it's sales, whether it's bringing new people into your community, whether it's delivering to your community, there is nothing better than live events.
Right.
And that is where my experience has been for the last 25 years. That's where my heart and my soul and my passion is. And we have a membership that helps speakers get on more stages, and we've got a couple of different levels of service, and but that's where our heart and soul is. So imagine when all of a sudden, live events are just, they're taking a nap. They're in
Screeching
timeout.
halt.
They're in timeout for the moment. We can't do them. They're on hold. So very, very quickly, I think virtual events are just the next best thing. I mean, we still need to stay out and stay visible. If you're a coach, you're an expert, you're an author, you're an entrepreneur, the same reasons you do live events, you need to do virtual events. So my slogan now is, virtual now, live next. And I think that speakers, experts just need to be working on both. And taking a look maybe at the live events that you had planned for April and May. We're seeing a lot of hybrid events right now where maybe event producers, and myself included, we're doing something virtual on the original date that is feeding into the live event that's now been postponed. Thank goodness for Zoom and Be Live and StreamYard, and there's some great tools that we have available to augment social media lives or webinars, closed community lives. We've got some great tools to turn these events virtual, whether they are replacing the event or they're being added to the calendar. So we've been adding a lot of things for our membership, getting them out on virtual stages now, and then still making the plans for the Q3 and Q4 live events that we believe will happen.
Yes, I do believe that anyone who is in event planning or does host events, we do too with Lead Up for Women. We postponed our Atlanta event, excuse me, that we had this last weekend. Apparently, I have something in my throat, and I have no water next to me, of course. And we have our next event in June. And I haven't postponed that one because, with the lockdown, hoping that we're done through April is what we're hearing. I think we're all going to be craving, like you said, connection. And, but I think what I heard you say is we have to be able to be flexible. And when times like this happen, reflect on what your business processes are. Are you being flexible? Are you able to quickly pivot? Are you able to change from an in-person event to an online event? Or if your in-person event is very intimate like mine are, which would be a little difficult to do online. I could, but a little bit more difficult to do online based on it mainly being about the connection and being, together as a community. How are you able to still bring, the connection? How are you still able to bring your community together? How are you able to quickly move to another path and still generate the same interest? And I think right now it's important for us to just stay relative and stay out in front of our communities, help our communities with as many resources as we can, giving away free advice, direction on resources and people they can work with right now that can assist them because maybe some businesses aren't sure what to do. Relief is coming for everyone that has been watching the news. There are going to be many opportunities. I just interviewed a really good friend of mine, or talked with a really good friend of mine that I'm going to be interviewing. Her name is Deborah Corey, and she's a financial analyst, and she's putting together a webinar. I'm going to share it with everybody in my community. Everyone needs to attend this. She's breaking down what the president is giving to small businesses, how grants are going to work, how the financial checks are going to work for stimulus that are coming. So she's going to break down in an entire webinar what we can do as small business owners, whether you have employees, if you're a solopreneur, if you work on a contract basis. So all the questions that a lot of us have on what we do, she's going to break that down. And right now you need to be educated on what to do next, especially in your business if it's been affected by this. Like you've had one of your businesses affected, Danella, which is your live, well, Both of them have been affected.
Yeah, actually,
One, you've
both
been
of our
able to move on.
businesses, nationally and internationally, I'm an event producer. So we help clients, with their 3-day sales events, their sales and enrollment events. We support clients with their fulfillment events, with retreats, with, some large nonprofit galas and fundraisers. So most of our business has been, delayed,
Yeah.
but here locally in Georgia, we also own a tent and event rental company. That business locally, of course, has been impacted greatly, but even there, we made a shift. I recommended, we looked at our two businesses and we did what I've recommended all of our clients to do, is to do that quick assessment for now and break what you do into 3 categories. One is, what do I do now that I can continue with really no change in the way that we do it? 2, what are the things that we do now, or services we provide, or advice that we give that we can continue, but need some modification to the way we deliver it, to the way that we perform those tasks?
Mm-hmm.
And 3, what are the things that just need to go on the back burner right now? So, my advice is just real quickly, you assess the situation and categorize the things in your business. What can you do without change? What can you do with change? What can't you do at all? And really, that 4th category is, what have I never done before, but I should be doing now? So you do that quick assessment. For our tent and event rental business, we also realized, while graduations and spring golf tournaments and spring fundraisers and spring weddings and all those things that were on the calendar for April and early May were quickly getting pulled off the calendar and either canceled or postponed, there was a need for tents for the mobile medical testing sites. And so we now have about 15 tents up in the North Georgia area for the mobile testing sites and for restaurants and some other businesses that are now doing curbside. So we made the shift that we could. It's about 20% of, we've made up about 20% of the lost revenue, but it's been enough that we're keeping our employees, working some hours and, looking for the relief. Then on the other side of things, all of our event clients have delayed into, end of Q2, Q3, Q4. And then we're working with our speaker clients on getting them more virtual opportunities, how to use those live events that they may have already had on the calendar, and turning them into virtual opportunities. Keeping busy, staying visible, getting leads, and continuing to have sales conversations. The nature of those conversations might be a little bit different, depending on what you offer people and how you serve people. You may be focusing on smaller services, smaller sales, helping more people in smaller ways. You might be focused on higher ticket items where you're looking to give huge value to a small number of people and really support them through this time. I mean, every business is a little bit different, but the need for using events is still critical. The need for staying visible is still critical. The need for getting support is still critical. So we are actually as busy as normal, just the way that we're serving our clients has shifted a little bit. We very quickly did a 7-day virtual summit ourselves that I launched and I ran for 7 days. We had 3 experts every day that we just ended this past Wednesday. And it was a way for me to very quickly just put my clients out there and put my experts that we serve and some that are in our community just to get them out there.
Yeah.
It wasn't
exactly
necessarily a summit for me to grow my list or for me to increase sales, but to give value to the people that I serve. So we're looking to do that again. We've brought in some new clients and we're going to highlight them and do another 7-day virtual summit in about a week and a half.
That's awesome. So I love that you're offering the tents. I'm just turning my phone off here because it's making noise. That you're offering the tents for medical. So a couple of things I want to mention about Danella as a resource for all of you. And then do you offer like a consultation? So if anyone wants to reach out to you, you do?
Oh,
Okay.
I've always said this, from back when I was a catering company, and then we transitioned from catering to, international events. It always starts with a conversation,
Always.
because what we do can be very custom. What we do really depends on, we meet clients where they're at, we meet people where they're at. So it always starts with a conversation. And I'd love to get you on the, anybody that needs help on the calendar and see how we can serve them today.
Well, this is how we'll do that to make it easy. At the bottom of the video, I will go back and add some description, but in the bottom of the video at the comment section, Danella, if you will go in and put all of your contact information and go to our Facebook page for Lead Up for Women, all you have to do is just put, as many comments as you'd like, add all your information in there. Then when you share it to your page, when I share it to my page, and when we get it out there for others to see, they'll be able to see all of your contact information, and they will be able to reach out to you directly. And please put there that you're offering a 15 or 30-minute consultation, and put your calendar link so that they can book with you. I would love to make sure that we're sending speakers your way, and businesses that are normally on stages, utilize stages for sales, for lead generation, for being paid. How can they utilize a virtual stage? Also, I would like to offer to everybody out there, if you know of a medical facility or anywhere in your state right now that is needing, and I don't know if you just do this, and I guess you just do it in Georgia for the tents.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's only in Georgia. So if you're in Georgia, in an area in Georgia, and you know that there's a need for tents, Danella's a great one to be able to reach out to for that. So Danella, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing your expertise, and just I'm honored that you're with us, and thank you for giving the advice, and thank you for taking your business and quickly shifting it to everyone to be able to be on there virtually. And I know you'll get some people contacting you. So make sure you put your information in Facebook and not just in Zoom. Make sure you go onto the actual Facebook page and put it under the video in there. Okay?
I will do that. And,
All
I
right.
just want to give some encouragement to everybody.
Yes.
This is obviously, an unprecedented time in our history.
Yeah.
But if we look back, every single time period of great challenge, great innovation, great wealth, great new horizons have been opened up. So this is a scary time. I mean, I'm a pretty upbeat person, and I'm a pretty, my nature is to put your big girl panties on and you just move forward. And I would be lying if I, didn't say I've had my moments. I, had the breakdown or two, but I do want everyone to keep hope. If you have a message to share with people, if you have a call to serve people, if you have an expertise to help other people, keep up the fight, keep up the good work, one foot in front of the other. Some of the best innovations will come out of this time. Your business may look different on the other side of this, but you're going to be more streamlined. You're going to be more profitable. You're going to be more connected, not less connected, even if it feels that way in the moments today. In the big picture, there are really, really good things happening for the betterment of us all. So I want to connect with you and help you get through this period of now, so we get to the next, and that next is going to be a beautiful entrepreneurial environment for us all.
Agreed. Wonderful message. We need to stay strong through this, and look at ways that we can thrive,
Yes.
not just simply survive through this. And I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks, but it's about replacing the word panic with possibilities. What are the possibilities in my business? What are the possibilities for my family connection? What are the possibilities for my life moving forward in the new normal? So thank you, Danella, for joining us today. It was wonderful. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.